Search for Jesus, Chapter 6, From Death to Life. Sarah was left hanging onto the edge, but her hand was slipping. She was not strong enough to pull herself up. Then, from out of nowhere, a strong, helping hand reached out and grabbed her arm. Sarah looked up to see her older brother. When she looked up, her hand started to slip away. "Felix, help! I'm slipping!" she cried. "Do you trust me?" he called out. "I think so." Sarah was unsure of her answer. "I'm not going to let you fall." Felix pulled her up, and she was safe again. "How did you find me?" "I've been looking everywhere for you," he said. "And you haven't given up?" "No, Sarah, I don't give up." "Why?" "Because you're too important to me." Sarah just noticed Caleb standing beside Felix. "Hi, Caleb," she said as she embraced him. "I'm glad you're alive," Caleb said. "Yeah, me too." "We have to warn Jesus. The members of the Sanhedrin, they want to kill him. They're arresting him tonight after the Passover." "The Passover is being held at John Mark's house. We must hurry back there," Felix whispered. "What? I don't understand," Caleb said. "I'll explain later. But now we need to run," Felix said. Sarah, Felix, and Caleb were back at John Mark's house soon after Jesus and his disciples had arrived. "What has happened? What has happened?" John Mark asked as they stepped back into his house. "The high priest wants to kill Jesus, and Judas betrayed him," Sarah told him. "What? That can't be right," he said. "I need to warn him." Sarah was determined to talk to him before he was arrested. "Well, I don't think you should disturb the master right now. Can you tell him after they've eaten?" "I need to tell him as soon as possible. They're planning to arrest him after the Passover's over." "Well, let's just see if we get a chance to talk to him first. They're in the upper room." The four of them made their way upstairs. Sarah was fascinated by Jesus washing his disciples' feet. She stood outside the door and watched him do this. "Look, don't you see? He's washing their feet," Sarah exclaimed. John Mark covered her mouth. When Jesus heard her voice, he turned to look at her. "Come here, my dear," he called. "You want to wash my feet?" "If you want to be my disciple," he spoke with such fervency. "I do want to, Jesus." Sarah sat down and he washed her feet. At that moment, Sarah forgot about everything else. The only thing that mattered right now was that she wanted to follow him. Jesus stared her down, but Sarah did not even notice because she was lost in another world. After Jesus washed Sarah's feet, he spoke to everyone. "Do you understand what I've just done for you? You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set an example for you, that you should do as I have done for you. I tell you the truth, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them." John Mark motioned for Sarah to come out of the room, so she slipped out. He was quite annoyed with her right now. "I told you not to disturb him," John scolded. "I didn't. He asked me to come," Sarah justified. "Well, will you help me serve the bread and wine now?" he asked. "I'll take the bread," Caleb offered. They walked down the stairs, and Caleb grabbed the bread while John handed Sarah the wine. When Sarah stepped back into the room, it was the first time she noticed Judas sitting there, and she tried her best to avoid him. She poured the wine. Jesus took the bread. He gave thanks and broke it into pieces. "This is my body given for you. Do this in remembrance of me," he told them. "This cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is poured out for you." Pretty soon, Sarah, who was standing outside the door with the other three, noticed Judas leave the table, and she knew that she had to act fast. But then she heard Jesus speak again. "My children, I will be with you only a little while longer. You will look for me, just as I told the Jewish authorities, so I will tell you. You will not find me. Where I am going, you cannot come. A new command I give you. Love one another, as I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this all men will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. This very night you will all fall away and count of me," Peter replied. "Even if all fall away, I will not. I tell you, Peter, today, yes, even tonight, before the rooster crows twice, you will deny that you even knew me 3 times. "No, Master, I will never deny you. I am willing to die with you." When they all got up to leave, Sarah saw her chance and she acted upon it. She stepped in front of Jesus. "I have to tell you something. The Jewish leaders, they want to kill you. They're planning to kill you tonight." "I know all of this, child," he said. "You know? Then why are you hiding? You're going out for a walk in the open where everyone can see you." I must suffer before entering to glory, he replied. But you can't die. You just can't. Sarah threw her arms around him. Well, I wanted you to be my big brother, she said without any hesitation. Jesus was deeply moved by his words. You will see me again, he said. What? How? Tears rolled down her cheeks. I am dying so that the world may gain eternal life, so that through me they would be with the Father. Jesus gently stroked her hair. Be brave, my little sister. I was born into this world for this very purpose. But you can't die. Sarah ran out of the room and out of the house crying. Felix saw her running out, and he chased her until Sarah fell on the ground weeping. She did not even know where she was. As Felix approached her, he knelt down and lifted her head up. Hey, what's wrong? He asked. Can you tell me what it is? He knows. He knows that they want to kill him, and he's not even hiding. We have to do something. We have to help him. I saw something in him that I've seen in both you and Caleb, and that you've seen in me. What's that? Felix asked. I saw pain in his eyes. We can't let him suffer. No matter what it takes, I'm going to fight against this. And I'll help you, he promised. Sarah and Felix both froze when they heard voices nearby. My heart is troubled. I need to be alone. Stay here and keep watch. They heard Jesus speak these words to his disciples. Where are we? Sarah whispered. I don't know. They crept up to see what was happening. They both saw Jesus fall face down on the ground. He looked so scared and vulnerable. Blood dripped down his face. Father, all things are possible for you. Take this cup from me. Yet, not what I will, but what you will. They heard him say. For a long while, they watched him leave and then come back to the same spot to pray again. When Sarah finally turned back around, she faced Judas, the temple priests and temple guards holding torches. I knew you tried to interfere. You just couldn't leave things alone, could you, child? Now because of you, they make me claim my silver. Come here, said as he grabbed her arm. Ow, stop! You're hurting me. Felix punched Judas in the face, and he fell to the ground. I don't think hurting young girls was your intention tonight. Keep your hands off my sister. If you ever hurt you, again you'll regret it, he threatened. Judas's right eye was black and blue, and he could barely open it, but he picked himself up off the ground. I'll deal with you later, bodyguard, he told Felix. He walked over to Jesus. Greetings, Rabbi, he said as he kissed him on the cheek. Then his soldiers bound Jesus' hands. We must take him to the high priest, he said. As they did this, Peter angrily drew his sword and sliced the ear off one of the high priest's servants. The servant covered his torn-off ear, and blood immediately leaked through his fingers. Put your sword back in its place. For all who draw the sword will die by the sword, Jesus reprimanded Peter, who restored the servant's ear. No, they can't take him, Sarah yelled as they led Jesus away. Sarah, let's follow them. Maybe there's still something we can do. As they approached the high priest's house, Sarah and Felix ran to the gate. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to let anyone in. They don't tell me to. You can warm yourself by the fire, the girl at the gate said. I've seen this girl before, Sarah heard a voice say. In the dark of night, she had a hard time making out the man's face, but all of a sudden she realized by his voice that it was the priest that had made the arrangements with Judas for their arrest. Let her in. I have something to show her, he said to the girl at the gate. Soraya pulled her inside. You will be very interested to see the real man you're offending. He's not really who you think he is. He's not the man of God. You're wrong. I know he's good. I won't believe you no matter how much you try to convince me. You have a loose tongue, child. You must learn to control it. He scolded her. Outside the gate, Felix asked the girl more about what was happening. All I know is that something strange has been happening. It's not even morning yet, and people are dragging themselves out to see Fabius's Jewish carpenter. Felix sat down by the fire. He had not realized how cold he was until now. He noticed Peter talking with the girl. Aren't you one of the carpenter's disciples? No, I'm not, Peter denied. As he sat down beside the fire, a man insisted that he had seen him with Jesus. You're a disciple of Jesus of Nazareth, I'm sure of it. I don't know what you're talking about, Peter replied. Yet another man took a Good luck at him. Didn't I see you, the man from Nazareth? He asked. I tell you, I've never even heard of this man before. I swear. Why don't you all just leave me alone? Peter was very agitated by now, and when he heard the rooster's sorrowful moaning crow, he rushed off into the garden. Meanwhile, back inside the high priest's house, the Sanhedrin were interrogating Jesus. Tell us, Jesus of Nazareth, are you the Christ? They asked. Will you not answer us? Perhaps we should approach you more directly. They got right in his face and spat out the words. Tell us if you were indeed the Son of God. Are you the Messiah? I am. And you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the Mighty One and coming on clouds of heaven. The temple priests all covered their ears, and the room became a madhouse. Blasphemy! They ran around screaming at the top of their lungs. We should take him to the government, one of them suggested. Sarah ran outside to Felix crying. They're taking him to the government. This is really serious. Then there's a chance we can help him. I can persuade him to give the people a chance, a choice of placing a murderer in the dungeon or setting Jesus free. Felix formed this idea in his head. Sarah began to see hope in the midst of the situation. Yes, come on. We have to hurry. They followed the crowd to Pilate's house. Felix walked up to one of the guards and asked if he could speak to Pilate. The governor is very busy right now. What do you want to ask him? I need to talk to him about Jesus of Nazareth. I have a proposal to make about the man that was just accused of blasphemy. Are you a Roman citizen? From the looks of him, the guard presumed that he was, but he still needed to make sure. Yes, I am, he answered. Very well then. You can speak with Pilate inside. He opened the doors for Felix to step inside. Sarah tried to sneak in when the doors were opened, but the guard roughly grabbed her by the arm. Where do you think you're going? Do you think I would see trying to sneak into the governor's palace? Do you know what the penalty is? John Mark came to her rescue. Sarah did not even notice he was there. Oh, please, sir. She's a friend of my mother, Miriam, who's a friend of Pilate's wife. She's just anxious about Jesus of Nazareth. What is that to me? She's still to learn to obey the law. You cause a lot of trouble, John Mark muttered to Sarah under his breath. Since he saw his tactic wasn't working, he tried a different approach. She's just a child. She didn't know what the law. Would you still arrest her? How old are you, child? The guard asked, turning to Sarah. 10, Sarah lied. You're right, she's much too young. But not too young to be one of Pilate's servants. What? No! Sarah wailed. Quiet. You should be thankful I didn't throw you in the prison. The guard took her to the other servants. Pontius Pilate saw Felix approaching and asked him what he wanted. I would like to make a proposition about the man who is being tried. Oh, that is excellent. I cannot decide what to do about him. I do not find a reason to condemn him. What is your suggestion, young man? Felix didn't have time to finish his sentence before Claudia, Pilate's wife, walked up to her husband and gave him a message. I had a dream last night. I saw that man out there. He told me he was innocent. His face was covered in blood. But you killed him. You killed him. I beg you not to do this, or we will suffer greatly. My love, will admit that I can't find fault with him, but the people are demanding his crucifixion. You mustn't do this. You mustn't let him influence your decision, she told him. My orders were to keep the peace in Judea. Your father would be displeased with me if I didn't give the people what they wanted. It might spark a rebellion. Surely you can see that this is wrong. Husband, he's a good man. I agree with you, Claudia, but I haven't made up my mind yet. You may go now. Claudia turned and walked out of the room. She hoped behind hope that her husband would heed her warning. Felix felt awkward just standing there. It was almost like he had been listening in our private conversation. Pilate turned his attention back to Felix. What were you saying? He asked. I suggest that you give people an option of releasing a convicted criminal and releasing Jesus. Felix was proud of his idea. He was confident that Jesus would be released now. Pilate scratched his chin thoughtfully. Yes, that's a brilliant idea. Pilate walked outside to speak to the people. People of Jerusalem, the time has come for me to give you an option. Which prisoner would you like me to release? Give us Barabbas, the crowd screamed. What should I do then with the Christ? Crucify him, the voices from the crowd rang out. I tell you, I find no reason to condemn him, Pilate declared. People kept on insisting, and he became afraid of how people would view him if he didn't do what they wanted, so Pilate had Jesus whipped. Felix came out of the house, and he saw Caleb and John Mark in the crowd. Felix embraced Caleb. How good you're here. I was worried about you. You were worried about me? Caleb didn't expect this. Yeah, well, you're like my little brother. I didn't know where you were. Felix looked at John Mark. Do you know where Sarah is? He asked. She's one of Pilate's servants now. What? She should have known better than to sneak into his home. Sarah was quite the troublemaker. If you want my honest opinion, I don't think she'll have trouble running after him. She is susceptible to his wrath. Oh no, I guess I have to go get her. And I'm getting out of here. Here, take the child. John Mark gave Caleb a little shove toward Felix and then ran away. What? Wait! Where are you going? Felix called out, but there was no reply. He lifted Caleb into his arms. What are they doing to him? They sit up here and they beat him, Caleb cried. I can't see, he said as he shielded the awful scene from his own eyes. Felix rubbed Caleb's back. Hey, we're going to fix this, he assured him. He noticed Quintus as being one of the soldiers to beat Jesus. Hatred for a certain group of people can make you so cruel. Might have ended up the same way if Sarah hadn't stopped him. Pilate had Jesus brought before him so he could question him. Where do you come from? He asked. Jesus did not reply. Will you not speak to me? Don't you realize I have the power to either set you free or to crucify you? You would have no power over me if it were not given to you from above. Therefore, the ones who handed me over to you are guilty of a greater sin, Jesus said to Pilate. Pilate went back outside to tell the people his final verdict. I tell you, I still cannot find fault with this man, he reported. You, servant girl, fetch me a bowl of water. He pointed to Sarah when he gave the order. Sarah passed him a bowl, and he dipped his hands in it and handed it back. I wash my hands of this man's blood. I give you permission to do whatever you want with him.